Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. I am working on the second page of my Vegas album. This is the opener that I did. And then on this side, I want to explain why I took the trip, because going to Vegas was certainly not something I had planned, but I had a travel voucher. I had flights I had to use on Southwest. And when I looked into where I could go, Vegas was one of the few things that worked to stay within the money that was on the vouchers and that worked with my timeline. So I thought, okay, it's warm, why not go, but I've been to Vegas several times and it's not like my top destination city or anything. But I also decided this time to make a point to do things like off the strip. Things that were not, I don't normally gamble when I go anyway because I'm not a gambling person. The first time I ever went to Vegas, I literally spent $5 on a slot machine. That's it. The rest of the time did other things. It's just not my jam. So I want to pick out some kind of a 4x8 card, and I have all of those here, where I don't care if there are some images on it, but there has to be some journaling so that I can write the things that I want to write. But like this would be okay because there's lots of open space here, but I don't need this kind of thing. And I would prefer some color, just because Vegas is very bright, tropical, very warm climate type of thing. That being said, I do have some stickers that I could use that go with this set here. So I could use some of those if I decided a black and white was what I wanted or just a solid color, but we'll see what I find. Okay, I have picked out 3 4x8 cards that I'm considering. I also wanted to make sure that I got out some of my embellishment stuff. So these are stickers that I have that are from my tropical set. So as you can see, they're very bright, very lively colors. So I definitely have that I could use. I'm not exactly sure how any of those would really work, except maybe like this tropical one. Maybe I could say going somewhere and then put this tropical like as the header. I don't know. And then these I have just because they're succulents and cacti. So it's very warm climate, deserty themed. I would be willing to use those. And I have to say, these came from the dollar store by my house. I just went in because sometimes I score and I find cool craft things there. This was really the only thing I found that day, but it was actually $1.25. For $1.25, I'll take it and be happy. But with all of that in mind, these are the cards I have. So I have this one. I like it because it says real life. And I want to be honest, the only reason I took the trip is because I had to. I had a voucher that was going to expire, and I am not one to let plane fare go to waste. So I have that. Clearly there's room for me to put the embellishments, stickers, whatever. And then I have this one, which I also like. I love that it's got a plane on it and says taking to the skies. It's perfect for the sentiment, the wording that I want. However, I'm not sure how this color would do. The blue, there is some blue here. These would match okay if I chose selectively. These, not so much. There isn't that much of that blue. This one I could probably get away with, but it takes up so much room. Look how big it is. I just don't know that that's what I want to do, but we'll think about it. And then I have this one, similar issue. Lots of room to journal, which is awesome. The blue and this kind of orangey red, it's not too far off from this or this brownish color even. So I could do it, but it doesn't really match with these. It's not the best match for that. So I don't know. I'm going to look at all 3 of these, figure out what do I really want to say, how much room do I need, and then I'll figure it out from there. So I have decided to go with this one. I do also have some Vegas stamps, which I failed to point out before. So I have 2 sets of stamps for that. So I could stamp on here too if I wanted to. But I think what I'm going to do is do my journaling, take up some of that room, and then I will use these selectively. I'll use some of the blue, might still use this one just because I like it. We'll see. But I'll try to work in the blue items so that they at least match. And then I'm not sure. Part of me wants to cover up this bottom part, but maybe I won't. I don't know. If I've got this info up here, I don't know why I need this down here, but we'll see. So one of the things I want to do right away, I've decided I'm going to utilize this bottom area for something a little different. I'm going to stamp. And you can see I have the one on here that says Vegas, baby, Vegas. I'm just going to do Vegas, baby. I'm not going to do the rest of it. But I think I want to line it up like right here so that Vegas kind of overlaps the blue, and then the other part will be on the bottom. And then here is where I'll probably use some of these. So I will end up covering up that space. It's just going to look a little bit different. All right, there is my stamping. It came out pretty well. I did a test run because I hadn't used that stamp, that particular one, in a long time. So just want to make sure it worked. And because I chose to do it with a marker, not with ink, because I was trying to eliminate this and the lower part, I didn't want to take the risk that if I used an ink pad, I wouldn't be able to maneuver it or angle it correctly. So this allowed me to only ink what I really wanted to and then stamp it, and that came out perfectly. And I'm very happy with that. I have done my journaling, and so I left this space open, obviously. I have this right here, although none of these are small enough to fit in there, but I could maybe do a phrase strip or something. Or more stamping, who knows? But I left that open, and then I have this area as well. So now I just need to open up these stickers and decide which ones I want to use, if I can get it out of this packaging. Ah! There we go. So I definitely want that one because it's got the blue. Nice pop of pink too, with the blue pot. I like that. And that one's a very light blue. I could even get away with something like this, although I don't know why it has the H on it. So I'm not sure I'll end up using that one. But I will mix and match in some way, and I think it'll look good. I decided to use these two on the bottom so I could get a little bit of blue in there. And then I have kind of a blue triangle happening, which is good. And then I decided to use this one because it has that pop of pink. And then I'm going to use this one up top, which also has pink. And so then they'll kind of be opposite each other. So that one's going to go right here. And then I need one to be next to it. And would this one fit? Ooh, barely. Probably not. How about that one? That one might work. That's got a little purple. Or if I don't really want to add in anything other than the colors that are already there and a neutral, maybe I could do that one. All right, now I have this one on there, and I'm really torn. Definitely, originally I had said I was going to use this one, but definitely I won't because that's more blue, and I think that's too much with what's happening. So I don't want to do that. But that one would fit there. I could even, shoot, I wonder if I should move this one over a little bit more towards the left. Where did I have it before? Like that, maybe like that. Not quite to the edge, but close. Then that gives me more room to add in that one, which would fit very nicely. I could do that one if I don't mind that pop of purple. That's too big. The rest of these are kind of too big. So it's either this one or this one. I've decided on which sticker I'm going to use. I'm going to do this one, and really the only thing that made me decide that was because this one also has kind of some tan down here, and so I figured this one will look pretty good with that. So if I do that right next to the other one, let's see. Yeah, I like that. All right, so then I think I have to do something here, and I realized on this sticker set, or sorry, stamp set, I do have something that says weather, and I talked about that here. So I'm wondering if I should stamp that there, but then I don't have anything else to go with it. It's kind of weird, like just to have that stamped in the middle. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So I don't know. I may also just go into my regular travel stamps and see if I can find something that's very long and narrow that would fit in that spot. I have found a stamp set that I'm going to use. This one is from Carrie Bradford's studio. It's called Wander. This is an older one. I don't exactly remember when she released this. It's been a while. So I don't know that you can still get it on her website, but you could look. But I realized that on the bottom of it, they have different areas and you can check off what you want. So it's mountains, lake, ocean, desert, city, country. I can do both desert and city because both are applicable, and it will fit perfectly right in the spot that I have open. All right, so I have the stamp on there, but it looks like I've never used this one, which actually doesn't surprise me all that much. So I'm just going to season it a bit with a pencil eraser here to get it ready to go. That should be enough, and then I'll stamp it. I'll do a test stamp like this one just to make sure that it looks good, but then otherwise I'm ready to go. I have completed my stamping. It came out very well, so you can see right there. And I am going to check off desert. Whoops, there we go. And city, since I have both. So there we go. And I think that's all this one needs. There's really no room for anything else anyway. But let's look. Yeah, I think that's good. So here's another one done for Vegas. Thanks for watching.